Hello, Jason here, and I'm live again for a live broadcast. And so what I'm going to do in this session, although it's not going to be too long today because I've got to get back out to work with the septic tanks, I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, so the coffee is amazing today. So the stage is yours. So hello, if you've just joined me, my name is Jason from septictank.co.uk. And if you've got want solutions for your dog poop, then get a dog poop septic tank. If you want, if you've got legal issues, you're worried about the septic tank ban, you want to replace or repair your system, then septictank.co.uk. Oh, it's like a mirror reversal is the place you need to go, and you get lots of free help and advice there. So hello everyone. Oh man, it's a beautiful day outside, really is beautiful today. So let me start by answering your questions. So Tony, hello Tony. What's Tony asking? How do I know if my septic tank needs emptying? Oh man, that's a great question. Hold on, I've dropped my pen. I'm back. Right, how do you know? Tony wants to know, how does he know if his septic tank needs emptying? Okay, very good question. All right, so as a rule of thumb, you generally, right, have to get your septic tank desludged every year. Now, the word emptying and the word desludge are one of the same thing, but people can't quite make the connection. So let me show you why. Let's say this is your septic tank here. All right. So let's say this is your septic tank. All right. Let's say your septic tank looks something like that. Okay. And you've got your inlet pipe and you've got your outlet pipe. All right, so there's the lid. And let me do the grass for you now, okay? And that's the grass. Right, okay, so now people think their tank needs emptying when it gets full, but that's a misnomer because it's always full, right? Let me show you what I mean. The water of the septic tank will always be roughly this level, always. Because that's the outlet pipe, okay? So if you're standing on here, right, looking into your tank, all right, so if you're looking down in your tank, it's always going to seem like the water is like a foot away from the grass, and it will be, and that's natural. But people look down and think, oh no, the water level's really high. It's near the grass. I better, get it emptied. No. You don't get your tank emptied because the tide mark or the water level is that high. Just don't do it. This is why you get your tank emptied. Got nothing to do with water at all, right? Over the course of a year, sludge builds up at the bottom of the tank, Tony, right? Sludge builds up at the bottom of the tank. And so every year, you get the septic tank man in, right? And he'll come, and when they put their pipe down, so they put their pipe down, and it go to the bottom of the tank. All right, that's the septic tank emptying pipe, and it's primarily designed to suck out the sludge. That's all it's for, not the water, but the sludge. Okay, so that's why most people just get the septic tank emptied once a year. Now, another way around that, without having to get your tank emptied every year, you could just put a bucket of soak-away worms in there. Soak-away worms, okay? And they live in here, and they eat all the fat and the grease and the sludge, so you never need to get it empty. All right, so that is how often you need to get your tank emptied. And but question Tony asked was, which I'm getting to, but I just wanted to qualify what septic tank emptying is and how often it should be done. I just wanted to qualify that by just showing you that first. So how do you know if your tank needs emptying? Well, because you'd have symptoms. And the symptoms that you'd have would be that you couldn't flush your toilets properly. Because what happens is, let's give you, so that was an onion septic tank I just showed you, but let's say, let's give you another example. Let's say this is another, so all the water comes from your property. So this is your property, and I don't know, let's say, I know it's a strange looking toilet, but let's say that's your toilet, right? Let's say that's your toilet, and you flush your loo, and the water goes from the toilet into the septic tank. But let's say, for example, for some reason, right, the water isn't draining away properly. Let's say it's blocked there. And what will happen is, when there's a blockage in the soak-away pipe, the water will back up to the house, typically to the height that it's trapped there, so that, about that height. And so you won't be able to flush your toilets. That's primarily the main symptom when you know you've got to get your septic tank emptied. Another telltale sign is that the grass above where the septic tank is, the water flowing is overflowing from a manhole cover, or the water above where the soakaway is is overflowing too, or the ground or the soil is really soggy in the area where your septic tank or your soakaway is. Those are the main symptoms which will determine whether you need your septic tank emptying, and they'll also tell you if you've got those symptoms will tell you if you've got a septic tank problem or not. So I hope that's helped, Tony. Yeah, good. All right, that's helped. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick drink of my coffee before I answer the next lot of questions. Okay, so Jason, regarding the septic tank ban, what are the main criteria that will make my tank legal or illegal? Okay, very good question. Lots of people hating this septic tank ban that's coming in. Let me just explain why it's called the septic tank ban. It's called the septic tank ban because the government can come around and ban you from using your septic tank. Now, they give quite a few reasons, right, for doing this, but the main reasons, which you can see if you go to the government website under the general binding rules, you'll see this for yourself. They say if any tank smells, if any tank is prone to blockages or is blocked or isn't draining away, does not drain away properly, right? If it doesn't drain away properly, then the government site, government website says this: you've got to get your tank repaired or replaced. Full stop. I don't make the rules. That's just what they say. And these new laws and rules and regulations come into force on the 1st of Jan 2020. And so, yeah, it's a serious stuff coming. And what they'll do, lots of people saying, well, they won't know where I live. But, okay, fair enough. But they do, because they've got maps of who's on mains drainage and who isn't. They also will just go to all the septic tank emptying firms and see all the records of the people who have their septic tank empty. And they've got them straight away. So, and what they do, they'll come round and they'll issue you a notice. And if you don't comply, they'll come around and ban you from using your septic tank. And if you don't do that, they'll take you to court and I believe you'll be getting anywhere from like 20 to like 100,000 quid fines. I know it's ridiculous. Obviously, the 100 grand is the top end for people who are vagrantly flaunting, the laws and real pollution, causing real pollution to rivers and streams and stuff. But typically, the domestic market are going to get fines anywhere from like 7 to 20,000 quid, and there's going to make a lot of money from these fines. There's going to be outrage. But those are the particular main laws regarding the septic tank ban. Let me show you one more. If you've got a sewage treatment plant, and a sewage treatment plant is an electrical system that treats the wastewater. Now, a sewage treatment plant discharges directly into the stream. It can legally do that. But if you have an electric sewage system, right, there's also rules and regulations for you. If your motor or compressor stops working, or your system is prone to power cuts, then you've got to repair or replace your system. It's as simple as that. And again, they'll come around and they'll check if the system's working, the condition of it. If it isn't up to scratch, they'll just make you replace it, just like that. And that's why when the septic tank ban comes in, it's going to take a lot of people unawares, because myself included in England here, we tend to leave things to the last minute. So I'm just trying to awaken people to a situation, how to avoid the septic tank ban. Now, if you're looking to put a new system in to start with, right? If you're looking to put a new system in, there's a couple of solutions. And I mean this is not a sales pitch. I'm telling you, this actually works, right? If you put a bucket of soakaway worms in your septic tank now, those worms eat. They eat like all the, my pen's running out, so I'm going to swap to another pen here. They eat all the fat, grease, and the sludge. So all the things that the government are trying to get you to repair your system for, to replace it due to fat, grease, and sludge, which causes blockages. The simple fact of putting a bucket of worms in, I think they're 149 quid. I mean, what does it cost for an empty? About 200 quid, isn't it? 250 quid a time. A bucket of soakaway worms is 149 quid. It's a one-off treatment. And, it'll in 9 times out of 10, they'll keep your system unblocked. They'll unblock it and maintain it for you, and that's worms have been around for millions and millions of years, eating fat and grease and sludge and waste byproducts, converting it into safe, clean organic matter. So we've been selling soakaway worms for about 5, 6, 7 years now, and they're amazing. People buy them, their neighbors buy them, their neighbors buy them, they put them in the system, they never have to empty them again, they don't have septic tank or soakaway problems. Such is the power of soakaway worms, right? But you can only lead a horse to water, so that's one way of legally combating and getting around the septic tank ban, but you've got to put them in your septic tank. You can find the soakaway worms on septictank.co.uk. The other way around it is to put a septic tank conversion system literally bolt that onto your septic tank. So if you've got a septic tank that's going into a stream, a river, a ditch, you literally bolt on. Let's say that's your septic tank there. You put one of these conversion units there. They're joined together by a pipe, and then the outlet pipe can legally then discharge straight into a stream or a river or whatever. So that's another way to get around the septic tank ban. And one last suggestion for you: if you're looking at putting a sewage treatment plant in, you don't have to go for one that runs on electricity and has cogs and bearings and belts and pulleys and motors and shafts and everything in. Just go for, right, put yourself in a non-electric sewage treatment plant. So these are basic shortcuts. These are basic legal ways that you can, solutions that you can use to beat the septic tank ban that's coming into force. Because although septic tank ban is a generic word, it's affecting everyone with electric sewage treatment plants as well. So you can put a non-electrical system in, and these non-electrical systems, they just don't break down. They need no maintenance. They're fully approved by the UK government. Oh man, I mean, so those are 3 solutions to help you. If you've got a septic tank on a soakaway or a treatment plant and you're worried about this ban and stuff coming into force, those 3 solutions are cost-effective, cheap solutions, simple solutions that can help you legally make your septic tank or sewage treatment plant compliant with all these new rules and regulations coming in a few months' time. So look, the non-electric sewage treatment plant I was telling you about is called the Ecosystem. I think there's 2 or 3 non-electric sewage treatment plants in the world. The first 2 came out about 5 or 6 years ago, and they're almost like prototypes, you know, and there were lots of problems with them. So the Germans basically went to the drawing board. They looked at the earlier prototypes, they fixed all the bad things about them, and they came out with something called the Ecosystem, and it's absolutely amazing system. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the septic tank ban, or you want some realistic, cost-effective solutions to making your septic tank and soakaway legal, then just go to septictank.co.uk. You'll see loads of free videos I've done there. You get lots of free advice, or give us a bell, you know. So anyway, thank you very much for listening to my live broadcast. It's oh man, all I can see is blue sky out there, and here I am working, but such is the nature of the beast. But look, I love helping people, and if what my live broadcasts help you, then that makes my day even more than the sunshine. So look, go to, I've got to get this mirror thing right. Go to septictank.co.uk. As I said, if you want free advice or some products, maybe you're looking to replace or repair your septic tank and soakaway, then that is the place to go. Right? It's very hard to do that on this mirror image. But listen, you take care now. Have a great day. And I'm back later for one more live broadcast. So I will speak to you soon. Oh, yeah, thank you very much for all your questions and answers. Keep them coming.